Let's put it on the air.
Sure. I'll put on the lights too. But how many do you want on?
That one maybe?
This, that one?
Yeah. Hi friends. I'm host Eric, the Talking French People. I'm here with my beloved Rachel.
Hello.
And today's show is sponsored by all those products that maybe have a slightly racist name, like Uncle Ben's Rice and Aunt Jemima's Syrup.
Oh no.
But also by Sambo's, the restaurant that was even too racist for the 70s.
Wow. I believe it.
I miss Sambo's.
Do you?
See, prior to changing its name to the more presumably acceptable name Sambo's, its original name was Little Black Sambo's.
Wow.
And presumably, he went there for good old time hearty plantation grove, you know?
Yeah. I like plantation grub.
Plantation grub. The food always tastes best when it's tinged with the despair of those who have made it.
That was like me thinking that like I would come out of like the Jewish American history museum like enlightened with some goodness about America. I didn't. It did not pose that at all. I felt miserable.
I bet.
But the next store had Martinelli's apple juice, and I was very happy about that. So.
And the rest, as they say, is history. Click is the 2006 American comedy drama film directed by Frank Coraci and starring Adam Sandler. Do you wonder that sometimes? Do you wonder yourself, will everything finally eventually just click and, okay, now I got it. Now I'm here.
It's a remote. Everything's a remote, and you just click on your life, and there you go. Ooh, I know. I have a sea of hair.
Oh, go ahead and grab it. See, that's not really everybody's core question, even into maybe later adulthood, is when am I going to finally figure everything out and have everything click and make sense? And I just saw it somewhere.
You did?
Yeah,
I did too. Here.
I think a lot of people
Ooh, juicer.
I started to feel that when juice since it came out.
I
think a lot of people go through. Thank you. Thank you for pulling it up. I bet a lot of people. A lot of people go through life feeling as though they're failing in some way. So it's a challenging combination of realities where you say, "Oh, it's good to do personal growth of some sort." But if you're saying personal growth, then what does that necessarily mean?
Isn't that what Click is about? It's supposed to be about like personal growth. Like he sees his life like flash before him, and he realizes that's what like being in the present is the most important thing. Something like that.
It's such a dumb lesson, though. It's like that. If that's your big philosophical lesson at the end of your movie, you're just not trying very hard to convey any meaningful truth.
I'm not sure it did that well. Well, who was the female lead? The female lead was good in it. And it was, yeah. Do you remember Winston's mom, who the female lead was? In Click? He's worked with
Regardless.
Jennifer Aniston, if you said that.
Regardless, what I mean by Click here is the idea that when you finally get things set up properly and you're doing things properly, and everything sort of clicks into place, you've got a steady way of being, you understand how everything works in a larger frame. I think that's a bit of a myth. I don't think
get it?
I got one of them. There's another one. Got the small one.
Oh, Beckinsale. Yeah.
It's challenging, I think, for most people because we emerge from childhood with either some vision of what we want to be or what we want to do with our upcoming life. It's as though, and we emerge from childhood with this basic narrative frame that we're starting something. And naturally, nobody's really sure quite what that is that they're starting, or their life, and their career and college and whatever. But there's definitely a sense that there are benchmarks that one's supposed to be here in life at this point, here in life at this point. That I think there's also this misconception that other people know better what they're doing than you do.
Yeah, that is definitely a big misconception.
Other people are stumbling around too.
But just as much. Yeah, it's a good thing to keep in mind. It's true, you know? We really are just stumbling through life.
Who's more objective, executives or analysts? Well, I guess it would be analysts because they've got the objective function first. But that's assuming we were to just make objective and subjective synonymous with metaphysical and physical, respectively, which they sort of are, except objective really only applies to the deliberation functions in certain meanings of it. If you're just talking about like FE and TE both have an objective and a subjective component of it. I would call FE the more objective because their objective component is the frame, not the contention level. But you could make the argument that they're both FE and TE are both objective and subjective. However, I still say it's not really true. TE is more. Well, I mean, because it's always sourced from interests. That's what it boils down to. So it's always more subjective. But Flow State's live streaming Izzy, and he's taking some of my audience. No doubt.
What's he talking about?
Anal rapist, a combination therapist and analyst.
Anal rapist, yeah. That's what one time I said to, I was calling my therapist and I told Eric, I was like, oh, I'm calling the rapist. And like your face was like, what? I was like, my therapist. You gotta laugh at life, you know? You have to a person has to, laugh at themselves even sometimes because it's just ridiculous. I have so many bruises. I spilled coffee on myself twice today, and I have 2 bruises on my thighs from walking into objects. Although it was a very productive day creatively, I had so much fun singing Siddhartha Sedate and really getting keys down and working with you on that.
Yeah, it was. It was it's. I keep taking account of how to do some basic things right. There's aspects of music production that a lot of times I have trouble with because I'm just not making basic TE sensibility. So it probably makes the most sense for us to go through and piece those vocals out one at a time, but then it's challenging because it's you get less sort of, you feel kind of a little bit, when you're doing it, it feels more like you're feeling it when you're singing it all the way through, then you try to piece it out. But in the recording process, it's a challenging thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different ways, possible approaches to take on something, and you have to make decisions that sometimes are, it's not really clear until you try them and hear them.
Yeah.
That's how it is for me.
I'm okay with that. Like that's totally fine.
What's cooking in the kitchen? Question mark chicken, Kentucky.
I'm gonna take advantage of it even because like with the songbook and stuff, I really do want to learn how to sing it with you. Because it was a repressed thing at home. So I want to develop it more. Like I used to sing in the shower and stuff, but like I would always sing alone, I want to develop. So cool. I feel like you're a good teacher.
Cool.
I'm wearing a dress, but yes, we are matching, and this was totally unintentional.
It was unintentional on her part. I God, I have just the shirt to match that. I have just the right top for that.
I have a hole in my mouth, and that's what happened.
I like how girls call their shirts tops.
Yeah.
It's such a cute top.
Yes, it is. That is the publicly renowned thing to say.
When I hear somebody say that, I want to run to them and say, "Hey, lady, it's called a shirt." Or worst case scenario, a blouse, but not a
blouse. Yeah, I guess because I don't like saying blouse. Because some things aren't so blousy.
Right. Well, see, the thing about blouse is it's most useful as the adjective form blousy, and it's a reason to not wear a shirt. Basically, as far as I'm concerned, it's a little blousy. It's a good reason to not wear a shirt.
Sometimes blousy has it's just that remember I showed you that dress that had all that it intentionally could look good. It could look good, but it was so blousy that I was I felt like I was going to be trapped in it a little with heat. That's what I think of. Because it's usually that polyester.
Right.
And it traps in the heat.
We're having a blouse party, everybody. Everybody come with blouses. Who wants to participate in our blouse party?
Do blouses have puffiness?
Yeah, they're a little bit more voluminous than shirts.
Yeah.
It basically, it means that you got more material than you need to cover that area of body, basically.
Blousey, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would also attribute blousiness to a thinness of the fabric. So it's not like a big. Sometimes sweaters can have that blousy quality where they're oversized kind of, and they bunch up. Have you ever seen girls wear bunchy sweaters like that? But you wouldn't call that blousy because it's too thick.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I think we're really naming down the meaning of blousy.
I don't really have much blousy stuff. It's made out of I think my red top is the blousiest thing that I have. Hold on.
Look, I mean, the thing is, the bottom line is blousiness is kind of like organic food. It's a way of life.
See, this is definitely more blousy, right?
This is top. This is a top.
That is top. Thank you. I really don't have anything blousy.
You have a top here. This is what you call top, okay? You don't have any. You're not a blousy person.
I'm not.
Look, and that's the bottom line: is blousiness is like race. It's something that most people it sticks with them their whole life, but not always.
Yeah.
And I just think you're inherently not a very blousy person.
I'm not, and I have tried it. I had a blousy shirt in 2010, and I fucking loved it because it had rainbow like colors on it, and it was like cut really nice on me. Like it looked nice. I was sweating like such a pig in it, and my pit stains in it too. Like it smelled like BO because I was always sweating in it because it was I'm not a blousy person. I need to be comfortable. I'm flowy. I do like flow.
You are flowy. You're flowy, but you're not blousy.
No, I'm not blousy. You was blousy. What's her name from?
Blousy Louise.
Yeah, blousy.
Good old Blousy Louise.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie
She's
Nicks is
blousy.
very blousy.
She pulls it off.
Exceedingly blousy Stevie Nicks. That's what they used to tease her and call her at school when she was little. Exceedingly blousy Stevie Nicks. You hated your school uniform. Polyester made you sweat a lot.
It does.
Keeps in all the heat.
Blousy Ronda Rousey.
I like that too.
I like that too. Yeah.
She would look interesting in blousy things.
Okay. Well, you know what else? People who are into blouses, they're also into varying shades of beige. That's cereal. That's
Yes.
Indian summer. That's
What
tan.
about,
That's camel. That's off-white. That's
Yes, beige. Oh my gosh, and crochet. Would they be into crochet?
beige crochet
Yeah.
blouses.
What about fringe?
Fringe. You know what? I don't know if that's gonna really. If blouses don't usually have fringe on, they have to wear a jacket with fringe or something, right?
Well,
I don't think blouses have fringe on them.
no, they don't. No, they don't. You know what does? Scarves. Like the scarves do.
I'll tell you what,
Blousy-
blouses can definitely come with shoulder pads, though.
Yes.
Okay,
And cuffs that have blousy.
blousy
That's
cuffs.
a blousy shirt. Yep.
What's
mhm.
called, your
That's like the puffy shirt from Seinfeld.
we might call it aristocratic cuff.
Mm.
The aristocratic cuff is unnecessarily meowing.
So that used to be the trend when I was in high school. And so I bought some shirts that were like that had like the big sleeve. I would always have to pull them up for lunch because like eating it would get into all my food. I was like, fuck this. I'm not getting these shirts anymore.
Lawnmower, I did not hear the Catwoman TV show actress got replaced by an African American girl. I don't know what the story behind that is. It's maybe they weren't happy with the other Catwoman. That'd be a perfectly good reason to replace her.
It would be, and let's just hope that it's that and
Yeah.
not because they're trying to make a social statement.
If they are just trying to make a social statement, like get more diversity points
Yeah.
or something, then there are natural consequences to that.
Mhm.
Every TV show should legitimately get the person who's going to be most popular in doing or more successful in doing their role or whatever. So it's
Yeah,
like
right.
if it's a lead character, you need to find a lead character that's likable, popular, acts well, a bunch of other stuff.
Mhm.
And you should find the best person available for that, regardless of anything else.
Yep.
Now, if you choose on some other metric, such as diversity or something, then your product will be consistently worse than somebody who's actually meritocratic. Meritocratic choices will always produce better outcomes than non-meritocratic choices. So there's an inherent market mechanism involved here that will help to keep people honest. I mean, that's the thing. Being honest is what anti-groupism is all about. It's saying, I'm being honest about this person and what their skills are and what they can do. And
Yeah. I wanted to show you something that I found on Tumblr and would like a lot of young kids are on your side, like this stuff. Yeah.
What do you say here, Lawnmower? Seems like she quit to the recasting her. I wonder if they choose a new female. Would you wonder if the new female were white? Solidarity.
Yeah, it's better than like the separatist stuff. I take that more better,
Yeah. holla back, Alan. What type's like desert stone? What is desert stone? Oh,
stone?
desert stone. You mean like likes to have a piece of rock that's a desert stone? I mean,
ENTP.
we can find out. You can find out if it's just virtue signaling or not. It's like it doesn't matter. I don't think race is relevant. So whatever race Catwoman is, whatever.
Well,
doesn't
then
matter.
she quit. Then
Yeah.
Then who cares?
So I mean, probably being aware of the current sort of social storm, it wouldn't surprise me if the mood of the moment favored darker candidates for the role.
Right.
You know but that doesn't necessarily mean she's a poor choice at all.
You can't.
And there'll be other times when the mood of the moment will favor other kind of things. Mood of the moment is favoring people with very thin eyebrows. That helps Rachel. The mood of the moment is favoring people with long noses. That helps me, or something. You know.
Yo, Alan Bryan.
The Catwoman was Eartha Kitt. Catwoman was that late Julie Newmar. Eartha Kitt was a better Catwoman than Julie Newmar.
And then there was Michelle Pfeiffer.
She was
And then Halle Berry also played Catwoman, and then Anne Hathaway. So we have Anne Hathaway, Halle Berry, Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, right? Am I missing anyone else?
Well, you said
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh. There's also the one who plays the one in the cartoon. I like the Catwoman in the cartoon of Harley Quinn.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we should resume picking.
Okay, I'll do that because as long as you can get me to the link, then I'm fine. Because sometimes I'm in here and there's tech stuff that I don't know,
and I feel DC Universe in there.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Eartha Kitt was a wild woman. Do you have some stories the time you
I want to hear
for a weekend in Vegas?
You know, they say so. What I read was they said one, if there's a lot of like flies represent danger, so it said to be careful. I don't know, and two, it said that flies are associated with gossip too.
Really?
Yeah.
Flies represent danger, then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, certainly. The amount of flies in Laverne was just insane.
Really?
Oh, you wouldn't even believe how many flies we had over there. It was crazy. It was crazy. Because there's chickens and stuff. I think probably flies more likely mean livestock or anything else, or trashiness.
Yeah.
But I get the idea that
that's what I meant. Yeah, like.
Yeah, I like it. I like the symbolic meaning.
I wanted to tell you because we've been seeing them a lot lately, and it was on my mind.
Hi, Cat's Meow.
Really?
Paul Newman, James Dean, and Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt got tag teamed by James Dean and Paul Newman?
Is it?
That can't be true, is it? Is that true? Okay, we gotta Google it.
I saw a thing between James Dean and Marlon Brando. There's a YouTube where they're kind of seducing each other, and they like it. It's two handsome dudes.
So who are these people again?
James Dean.
James Dean.
And Paul Newman.
Paul Newman. There it pops up. So let's see. There it is. Facts about old Hollywood actors.
But some of these people are dead, so you can't even really... they can't defend themselves. Wow.
Eartha Kitt had a threesome with James Dean and Paul Newman. What's the source on that shit? Is this the source?
Yeah, I think the blue thing. No, go back.
Let me go back to the Googles.
Yeah, go up.
Let's talk about the Eartha Kitt threesome. The possibility that I want you to entertain is that Eartha Kitt once had a threesome with Paul Newman and James Dean. All I ask for those of you who need to be convinced and are not willing to take my good word for it is that you accept that the possibility of this threesome is not zero. Yes, okay. I can see that. It's gospel, I'll grant you that. I am not suggesting the case that I hold contains irrefutable proof. There's never anything more than a smoking gun in cases like this, which is why everyone makes believe that old Hollywood was full of people who only had heterosexual affairs with one person at a time, and it wasn't until the 80s that anyone thought of bringing anyone else into the mix. I guess before we go any further, you'll have to ask yourself, if you were Paul Newman or Eartha Kitt or James Dean in any of their primes, what would you have used your body for? Let us begin. The first obstacle must be removed, namely rumors of Paul Newman's exclusive heterosexuality. Everybody knows about James Dean's bisexuality, I hear you say, but Paul Newman was born faithful to Joanne Woodward. Okay, well, Dean was dead 3 years before Newman married her, so don't worry so much about it. Watch this honestly with an open mind. Audition tape, James Dean and Paul Newman.
It's pretty interesting. And there's one with James Dean and Marlon Brando. You should check that one out too.
All right. Paul knew James knew Eartha. The possibility existed. From PBS's American Masters, James Dean said to me, I want to move like you. Can you teach me how to move my body like you do on stage? And I told him where to meet me here in New York, and that's where we met for dance classes. And that's where Jamie and I always met downstairs for that studio of coffee to have our little tete-a-tete conversations. He had something in him that he didn't understand. He wanted to learn from me how to move on the stage the way I do. So I taught him how to control his body and how to let the words physically carry from this point to that point. And I was in a plane. He'd just done his first film, so we were both becoming known at the time. It was a good time. Perhaps Eartha and James Dean merely danced. Perhaps Dean and Newman simply had excellent chemistry.
There's not much to it.
Not a whole lot to it.
No.
But
it's soapy. I had both of them that afternoon, and I came to the conclusion that white boys are so delicious.
I mean, that sounds like a confirmation.
That sounds like, yeah. And
although she could be saying I had them in succession.
Yeah. But it doesn't say that they had sex.
Well, she doesn't say that.
Right.
Exclusively.
So it could be, she also is a person who would never straight out say it.
Right.
So we still don't know, but there's definitely a possibility. I believe that it could be true.
The whole sort of Eartha Kitt archetype that she put out there for the public to consume was definitely opposed to monogamy.
Thank you, Alan Bryan.
Like if you see like her songs and stuff, it's like it's all like this calculated woman who's just has money and wants what she wants and to be in control of everything, and it's like she's
not wrong either to call them delicious. I mean, look at those two. I mean, the audition tape you should see, and there's also another one with James Dean and Marlon Brando, and there's like bromance going on. It's really attractive. I don't know what to say.
Bromance?
Yeah.
Bromance is attractive? You're talking about Danny Glover and Mel Gibson? Or Danny Glover
those bromances I love even more.
How about Bill and Ted? We're going to see that movie soon enough, but there's a bromance for you. She was a sex freak also?
Yeah,
Eric, I should have been a psychiatrist. Well, I'm not really that into psychiatry as a job, really. I was known as an armchair philosopher, Mike Jones. Okay. Armchair philosophy, the closest thing to making armchair philosophy a job that you can do is to have a YouTube channel and armchair philosophize a lot on it and hope to become successful. Yeah. You know?
I don't know. I was just like, these are two attractive people who they're goofing around. You can tell they liked each other. I love romances like Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, like you and Corey. Fuck yeah. Like I really love romances.
Bro. I love you, bro. I love you, all right? I'm not afraid to say it. I love you, bro.
Not.
I love you. Bring it in here. That's manly. Manly emotion display. Live with Popsity, the old lady Monday morning at F school.
How old are you, David White?
Someone can be smart. Someone can be money. Out there on the sex angle too. Look at Anne Rand, a total fucking info. Look at the shit she do.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
That is interesting. Who
Yeah.
knew that Anne Rand was an info?
I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
Oh, we're learning so much about celebrities.
This is good.
See, these
Thank
flags
you,
were
Ellen.
here for a reason. Oh, you're 16. Good
You
for
are
you.
young,
I'm glad you're not at
David.
school.
Why?
Take the day off.
Oh my goodness. I have to remember, sometimes my body jokes might be inappropriate for the youths. I should try to avoid making so many body jokes.
See, I have no problem with them. That's why I'm not responding. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan are a good pair as well. Bromance for sure. Oh, and also 21st Jump Street, Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. That's a good bromance too. That's a more modern.
Possibly. David White, yeah, enough of my body jokes. There's going to be no more jokes about rim jobs coming out of me, okay?
I don't know if do I say fuck yeah all the time?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, you do. Oops, I'm sorry. Watch
But
my
you
language.
can't take the shot because it wasn't for me.
I'm going to watch my language.
And I said, drink responsibly.
You are a 34-year-old baby boomer. No, you're not, Engantier. That's not true. That's not possible. You can't be a baby boomer at 34.
No, you can't. What's up, millennial?
Unless you have that, like, baby gets super old disease. Remember when that used to be, like, popular? You see that around? And now it's, like, not popular anymore or what? Baby gets old super fast disease? What happened to that disease, anyway? It used to be all the rage.
I was really concerned about it as a kid too. I was like, if I have babies,
I don't want to
what
get
am I
baby
gonna
get old disease. Baby get old so fast. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. You're why does my baby look like he's 3 years old already? He's only 6 months old. Oh, your baby's got baby get old so fast disease. Sorry. He's gonna be one of those little wizened old man looking kids going to Disney World for Make-A-Wish. It's a joke how millennials are becoming like the boomer parents. I see.
That's not.
I'm not very boomerish.
No, and I'm not very millennial-ish.
Who's most significant, Cap? Let me see what that responds to.
I don't. Okay, I'm a millennial. I'm born 1985. I don't really think that I am way off base.
Alan and Brian, are you giving the young people the old man fist shake?
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's a little unbecoming.
This is
Martinelli's dog.
sparkling apple
There
cider.
you go. Okay.
I'm partying it up. I grew up with PlayStation and Napster too, but actually not PlayStation. We always had like GameCube, or we always had Nintendo stuff until my brother got into Xbox. But before that, we had all Nintendo. We're a big Nintendo family.
Don't you hate it when you go someplace and you say something new, like millennials? I do. I'm Andy Rooney. And have you ever noticed that things have changed. They're not the way they used to be. They used to be. When I went to
hear
the
it.
store, I do it like that.
I want to hear what's the problem with millennials. Let's hear it.
Millennials. It seems like everywhere you go these days, there's products saying this is for millennials. Well, I'm not a millennial. I'm tired of millennials. It's new and there's change. I'm Andy Rooney.
That's good. That's a good one.
Andy Rooney had 1 minute at the end of every 60 Minutes episode. I watched the 60 Minutes with my grandma a lot. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I must have been there every week when it was on or something. I think you were reminding me.
There's a lot of hope for me. I'm the best millennial there is. I'm not even gonna lie. I definitely am.
Okay, well, I have teenagers reminding me to smoke weed, and I'm a 50-year-old man.
Right?
It's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Come on, Alan Bryan.
Who's a bunch of stuff entitled little mofo? Don't be. Will you stop being so sensitive? And
I know.
reactive?
I know. I know it's. I know it's jailbait.
The power of extroverted feeling. He's out INFJing you.
Yes. I'm like, I'm like the most peaceful.
Yeah, well, quit using your age and experience to out INFJ my girlfriend Alan Bryan with your nonsense. Okay, no FE, only positive FE around here. Only the spritzy spray of FE that smells like cauliflower.
Yeah, thanks, David White. You're right. We did need to be reminded to take bong rips. You are right.
Oh, Alan. Well,
I didn't say you did anything.
I tell you what millennials are entitled to. More remaining years of life than either of us.
What happened? Like, did you get what happened?
What happened to who?
I'm just wondering why, why so against millennials? I don't.
He's just fucking around. Don't worry about it. I have severe gaps in her understanding of what things meant in Russia with them in the U.S. Big gaps in her vocabulary of understanding. I see. You said you were going to explain FE and you lied. Why? No, I didn't lie. I told the truth. I'm mad. Alan, why so pessimistic? Why are you coming in with all this trolliness,
What happened? That's what
Rachel,
I mean.
just let me handle it.
I know. I feel
okay?
like being a counselor. I'm like,
let
what
me
happened?
handle it.
I'm sorry.
For whatever reason, what usually happens anytime somebody has a strong negative feeling about a group is they probably have a couple of specific examples in their life. They happen to be members of that group, and they generalized out from those specific examples to a larger group that includes people that are not like those specific examples. So that's usually what happens when there's some sort of nettiness. Hey, don't just let it go. All right. So, channeling the cynicism. Sorry for whatever you went through and are projecting. Yeah. Well, I feel you.
Same. I mean, I know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. The most millennial. I don't.
Well, look. The thing to remember is, in general, a good society empowers individuals to get what they want, to do what they want, get what they want. I agree. Obviously, there's an arc of where you get what you earn ultimately, but I think it's a misconception, or I think it's wrong to presume that there's not as many. Look, if I had been born about 10 years earlier or so, there probably would have been a lot of legit, like, big prosperity opportunities for me coming out of college, or something like that. More, you know, when I came out of college 10 years, being born 10 years later, it was, we all, like, all the cheap land was gone, you know? And so this whole buy a house thing wasn't really going to fly for us. And none of us were really feeling this whole go to work thing.
No,
We
got that.
if you were raised in an environment where things are properly stable and everybody's liberty and rights are respected mostly and stuff like that, then you're going to get a population of people who have high expectations for what they're going to be able to do with their life, and who feel frustrated. That's what the title of this is. When is everything going to finally click? You know, if you put a lot of effort into things and you're not getting anywhere, then you're not accused of being spoiled. You're accused of being, I guess, not good enough. If you don't put a lot of effort into something, and you say something along the lines of, well, it's so difficult at this point to accomplish anything. Well, that's accurate. You're being either lazy or anything else. So,
Hey, Miguel Hidez. What is up with you two?
hi, Miguel Hidez.
I'm sick of always listening to Eric's babble. Can you share a favorite topic of yours? Yes, like Frank James, I share a favorite topic of the rock band, the Beatles. I love them, and I can talk about them for hours.
They're from England.
Liverpudlians.
So, Rachel, what is it? What is it that you think entrenched in you such Beatle fanhood?
What entrenched?
Like, why do you think the Beatles? Why you were introduced to various bands when you were little, presumably?
Yes, I was. I'd say the first pop CD I remember my dad playing was Madonna's Greatest Hits. But my dad is a big Beatles fan. He grew up listening to them, and he's a baby boomer actually too, if you want to classify as an age group. And my baby brother, who at the time was like 1 or whatever, I was reading him bedtime stories, and there were bedtime lullabies playing in the background, and one of them were instrumentals of Beatles songs. And Hey Jude came on, not knowing it was Hey Jude, came on, and I ran into my parents' bedroom, and I was like, what is this? Who made this? This is so good. And my dad was like, you like this? I was like, yes. I was like, what is this? He's like, this is the Beatles. And then he's like, that's Hey Jude. And
That's N.I. in action.
yep. And then ever since then, it was just like I listened. So then he made a tape for me, and I listened to Hey Jude, Rain, and Paperback Writer over and over and over again. And like my life just like changed. Totally changed after that. I mean, I they're ingrained in my soul.
Yeah, John Lennon wasn't an idiot. He just was. He was his own self, you know.
You know, he had a really bad growing up period. His mom died in a car. Like, his dad abandoned him. His mom raised him for a little while and then passed him on. She was like not mentally fit. She was mentally ill. Um, so passed him on to her sister, Aunt Mimi. So he lived with Aunt Mimi and Uncle Ben, and then that uncle dies. The uncle gave him a guitar, so he kind of like he starts playing. And his Aunt Mimi's like, your mom is a guitar player. Like, you should stop over sometime. So he then bonds with his mom again, and like not a short time after that, his mom was hit by a car and died, and he all of a sudden became like orphaned pretty much. And Aunt Mimi was kind of like a tight knit woman, maybe ESTJ. And Paul's mom died also at a young age, and they bonded over that, and they created the Beatles.
Well, the thing is, if you want to understand why the Beatles are so good, what you should do is simply write a bunch of songs of your own and play a bunch of covers and play some Beatles songs. And what you'll see is that there's a particularly gratifying NI mix to their songwriting. It's NI, but it surprises you all the time. There's little parts of it that you go like, what? But it sounds so normal when you listen to it until you try to do it and you realize that's odd what they're doing there. And it makes stuff. They've got a great sense of straight up NI with the right amount of NE to make it the song.
Yeah.
Just not too NI.
Right.
There are songs that are too NI, but it's typically just like it's easy enough to make like an NI song that nobody would care at all about by just sort of playing a blues song or something without it. It's not distinct in any particular way.
Yes, but I think those are filler songs. They had made a CD.
I'm not talking about the Beatles.
Oh.
I'm saying in general, if you're going to make if we're going to produce an example of NI songs that fail, well, I mean, the example I've used in the past is for something that's a little too NI would be Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
But there are better examples of things that are too NI. I just can't come up with them right at the moment. It's a little hard to be too NI, but there are examples of it.
No, I think you've got it with the NINE. I mean, because John Lennon, I think he's a poet. I like him. I know that he has beaten both his wives, and I don't think that that should be an excuse for anything. But I do think he was also just a subject of his times, he did the best that he could at the time that they were living. They were really young. He didn't have any parents. He did drugs.
Freddie Forgiato, you got some great NI, mister.
What happened?
It's Stan to NI. Yes, it is.
Stan,
the Eminem song. That is to NI. Yes.
That's good.
That's a good example. Eric, why do scientists have such a hard time accepting anything about MTI? It's not so much that scientists have a hard time accepting it. It's that science in general is having a bit of an identity crisis right now. There's not the sort of consensus that there used to be about what comprises an evidentiary approach that's relevant to a given thing. And especially in psychology, which is always trying to fight along to, psychology is trying to fight for respect in the scientific community by adhering to proper scientific methods. So it's a science and not any kind of an art, really. The fact is, though, the study of human consciousness is the that made me lose my
Yeah, me
thoughts.
too.
Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying now.
What do you think about Salty Peanut? 21 Pilots is NI and it's like parallel to
I actually find them to be I know what their strategy is, how they do what they do, and they're not NI people. They're NE people who find an NI course and put a bunch of NE around that, which is Alan Bryant. I genuinely take that as an insult. I think that is such an insult. I mean, Frank Zappa's songs are.
ENFP,
He doesn't even
aren't
have
they?
songs. He doesn't even have songs. He just has nonsense stuff.
I don't know any Frank Zappa songs.
None of his. There are no melodies you're gonna sing when you hum when you think about Frank. If you listen to Frank Zappa, you're not gonna walk around humming Frank Zappa songs. There's nothing catchy about anything he does at all. It's totally ENFP. I can't stand that shit. It's too much NE. I'm very careful about too much NE. The thing is, I'm talking about as a consumer of media. Okay,
No, I like that.
As a consumer of media, I'm very sensitive to that. Because I understand NE well, when I see it inadequately curbed, it annoys the fuck out of me.
I get that.
Same with the Fiona Apple song, new album.
God, no way! I know. I can't believe she's an
Stop
INFP.
indulging your goddamn tool function and
God.
find some motherfucking NI.
It makes a lot of sense though now, right? That she's an INFP. Like thinking about it, like
Yeah, it does.
I wonder if that one song "Paper Bag" was written by. Was like co-written or something.
Who are you talking about, Salty Peanut? When you say you don't see, and the lyrics are very mentally familiar, in what?
Hi.
Because specifically what I'm talking about with Frank Zappa is melodically. There's no resonance to anything he's doing melodically. And the only thing I remember by you're talking about the lyrics. I see the lyrics as SI, but they're SIFE, and because there's, it's like if you think about the two hits, both of them, "Taking My Time on My Ride," and the other one, which is "Stressed Out." They both link to experiencing the self, either in the past or in the moment. And you're talking about "Free Spirit." I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's such a good song. Go, Yodi. And I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and it feels so rough. Didn't have to stoop so low.
The only thing I remember of Frank James not Frank James, Frank Zappa is "Don't fool yourself, girl. It's going right up the poop chute."
Stop it.
Which is funny. I approve of that song in general. It's funny, but it's literally the only thing I can even remember the melody to, but at all, Frank Zappa's.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Frank Zappa does get like 10 or 100 points for that or something. Fine. Don't fool yourself, girl. It's going right up the poop chute.
Wow.
No, balloons. No, that's I'm singing the Primitive song. It kind of sounds similar to that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Not balloons. That's right.
Okay, here's a song that's 2 NI. I want candy. I want candy.
How about Hey Mickey? Hey Mickey, you're so fine.
You're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Yeah, that's probably a little too NI either. But
Yeah.
however, here's those songs done any enough. That's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my name.
They call me Quack Girl, but I'm a blah blah. Maybe
Well,
Jodisa, always the same. That's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my
That's a better
Name.
sort of incarnation of the same archetype, right? Like that's NI will tell you that those three songs in some way are the same, even though they're all different. They're all the same kind of song.
Yeah.
I play Pokemon Go every day is the best song. I don't know that song. Mickey is an ESTP. Mickey who? Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse is an ESTP? Mickey Rooney? Mikey?
Mickey Rooney. I was thinking Mickey Rooney too. Mickey Mouse, Mickey Rooney.
I can't think of any other Mickeys.
Yeah.
Except for the Mickey. Slipped you a Mickey. Slip somebody a Mickey. Mickey.
Mickey Mantle.
Oh, Mickey, the song, right.
Mickey Mantle, right?
There's also Mickey Mantle, yeah.
Yeah. That's the one I was forgetting. Mickey Rourke.
Now, here's a song that is kind of in a similar genre to those, but is good, but it's a little bit different too, which is Uh-oh, it's magic.
Oh, I like that song.
Oh, no, and it's you.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, it's magic.
that's kind of similar kind of vibe to it, but
Mhm.
I like the Cars a lot.
I like the Cars too.
The Cars are good.
They are good.
Mickey be tapping that mini puss all day. Watch Spun. I live it, Angantier. I live it. All right. I don't need to watch that shit. I live it every day.
Nice. The same here. I don't really want to see.
I don't like to watch too much, especially meth related stuff.
I don't like to. Same.
It makes me get the drug sweats just watching it.
I do too, and I had enough exposure to that in my teens, so I really don't want to watch it like now. Like I know it. Okay. Like Train Spotting is a classic. I don't have to. I tried to watch it a second time because I know it's a classic, and it is funny, and it's great. It is great all around. But the queasiness of it was too real for me the second time around, and I was like, I can't handle this anymore.
I'm generally fairly careful about what media I put into me in that regard. Have I watched Flow State's latest video about ENFPs and Slayers? No, I have not watched it. Finchi Deluxe. I have not. Other very, very NI songs, maybe two NI. Let me think if I can think of any more other ones. It's like Half Baked with meth. Hilarious. I don't know. Nothing comes to mind.
I feel like America songs are pretty like.
Yeah, I got
taken away.
that song that became popular after 9/11 or something. Yeah.
Is that NI?
I mean, maybe. I'm not sure about that one.
That's like it sounds like a story more.
Bullet in a Gun by the Imagine Dragons. Is that too NI? I'm not familiar with it. I suddenly feel tired. She Belongs to Me by Bob Dylan. Not much of a Bob Dylan fan, but
Me neither.
Bob Dylan seems just like, oh. I don't watch CNN, Fox News, or MSNBC, including the federal level, ABC, CBS, NBC. I get fried news from crowd-funded reporters. If they start bullshitting and screwing up the patrons, take the money away. He gets shot in the leg with a cocksock gun. Gets shot in the leg with a cocksock gun. Who gets shot in the leg with a cocksock gun when he puts his cocksock on? Hang in here. Who is this you're talking about? Prima Donna girl? What's a cocksock? Is it a condom? Is that a slang term for condom? Or is it actually a kind of sock? It goes on your penis. Or is it a kind of sock that goes on your foot and it's called a cocksock? The INFJs I know are like 10% thug. Genius. Look, Alan Bryant says Dylan was a genius before his motorcycle accident. Pretty sure he was never a genius at all, actually. Pretty sure he successfully fooled a bunch of people because he keyed in successfully on the sort of cultural milieu of the time. But the actual music is not good. Do you agree with me? Yeah.
Thank you, Bay. Thank God someone else said it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna join in a bong rip.
Let's take a couple of bong rips. So, is it possible as an INFJ to be awkward? Yes. Shouldn't FE Tool be the power to never be seen as awkward? Not
No.
really. I'm not never wrong.
I would say that I'm very awkward, actually. I can be like so effy. Like sometimes when I go to the library, like, and I'm taking out a book, and I'm waiting there, like they have to check everything. I feel like the need to talk, and then I'll be like, okay, bye. And I'll like walk out the store, like.
Really,
I
any
can see
song
it.
on repeat is a nice song. Yeah, kind of. And but I mean, some of them are more fully realized than others. Like talking about 21 Pilots again. If you look at the arrangement of the song, for example, Stressed Out, let's say, it's got a strange arrangement. It's not a very ordinary chorus verse chorus kind of approach to it, and they kind of have to do some production stuff to make differentiations between sections and stuff like that. That works well, but it's a workaround from a workaround that allows them to not actually write real songs in a regular sort of know what the song is kind of way.
Who?
21 Pilots.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you've mentioned definitely like high NE.
I can personally go, okay, I know how they're doing this. I get this process. Whereas when I listen to NI shit, when anybody listens to NI shit, how do they make that? It's not.
Oh my gosh.
You can't reduce it. It's irreducible.
That's like looking at some of Dead Mouse's work. He like composes through like electronics. It's very nuanced.
Well,
And it's like and really though, sometimes where it is like, where does that come from?
But the thing is, like, look at it's something like Siddhartha Sedate, okay? That's a song I can't figure out how he went about making that exactly. I mean, I guess he got the bass line first and he sang that thing over it, but it's such an oddly put together song and so intuitively complete and whole what it is. I've got a couple songs like that. The one that really comes to mind is Satchel of Helpful Goods is an NI song. It's got a certain weird like construction to it that it's hard to remember how to play because it keeps going places you don't expect it. Your fingers don't expect it to go for some reason, but it all sounds like it's supposed to sound, right?
Yeah.
In terms of the melody and the construction of the whole song as a song.
It gets stuck in my head. So
those kind of things. And in fact, I have trouble. I when it comes to especially the verses of that song, I have trouble conceptualizing my work process for it. But regardless, when something's complete entity, fully realized as a really well written song is, then it's a different kind of animal you're dealing with than say a very well realized track. which is, sometimes I'm aspiring to that lower standard. Sometimes I'm aspiring to the higher standard, but they are different standards, and one is higher and one's lower. Okay, I'll check out a couple of things.
I like her. I like Billie Eilish actually.
The thing is to remember, I don't generally like artists. There's usually, for me, it's all about what tracks are worth listening to. Some bands or artists have multiple tracks that I'll listen to, but
those are the better ones, really. Though.
Yeah. But it's pretty rare that it really doesn't happen that I'm a fan of that person's particular style, so I'm going to listen to all their stuff. Spoon, kinda. I'm a fan of their style enough that I listen to a lot of different Spoon songs.
Yeah, they're good. They're just so good.
And all right, well, I'll check it out. Zayden Black, you seem to think it stands out as better than other good stuff. Okay. Siddhartha Sedate is a song I'm trying to record properly still. I haven't heard the new Lady Gaga song. I have not.
No, I haven't either.
Santana, Alan Bryan. Are you trying to pick horrible bands on purpose just to fuck with me? Santana's not a pop band. It's not even. It's like a jam band. Jam bands are right above, appendix surgery. Just slightly above appendix surgery is the jam band.
I'm not a huge fan of Santana either, and it always was like really hard for me to tell my dad.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Cause like my dad, like I don't know, cause my dad would say he's like a great guitar player,
right.
And I respect that. I respect that. I'm not a huge fan of his music.
Right, that's the thing is he was popular for all the wrong reasons. Who's he's just as good as? You know what Santana's just as good as?
Who?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stop.
They're the same.
Yeah.
Terrible music made by good guitar players.
That I agree with.
Yeah, I agree with you too, Alan.
U2 is the most overrated
you.
band in pop history. Yes, they are. Totally. 100%.
The Who is terrible. The Who is terrible. Morris. The Who is terrible. Santana's terrible. U2 is terrible. I don't know Wolf Parade. I'll check it out maybe.
Well, I don't know Wolf Parade either. I might know a song.
Stevie Ray Vaughan is terrible. Anybody who became successful enough to make music and is known for
guitar
being like a impressive guitar player, impressively fast guitar player or something, or a shredder. It's all terrible terrible music. Rolling Stones are pretty good. Rolling Stones are the best ones of the ones that you've named here so far.
Like they're second good.
I don't disapprove of the Rolling Stones at all. There's lots to like about the Rolling Stones.
I do too. Same.
I
can do a really good impression of Mick Jagger.
Michael Jackson is overrated. You are correct.
Yep.
You are correct.
Yeah.
But he's not bad, I guess.
Yeah, he still has some songs.
Prince is overrated too.
And he has some songs.
Darling Nikki is his best song.
And they don't even play that one, really.
That's a great, interesting song. The way the melody and the rhythm part go together, it's great. The Police were great. The Police had a lot of good songs.
Yeah,
they did. They're good songwriters. It's just I'm not. Yeah, they're pretty damn good. I don't have any problem with the Police. ELO, No.
I like Yellow.
No, I don't think
I
so.
do. They make me happy.
What do they sound like exactly? She doesn't.
Mr. Brightside.
I don't know. What does that song sound like? Mr. Brightside, Mr. Brightside, Mr. Brightside, like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what it sounds like.
I'll sing it one day for karaoke.
Okay. You have to watch Dancing in the Street music video, Mick Jagger and David Bowie, So Gay. Well, they were two men who loved each other.
Mr. Brightside,
in
Mr.
their
Blue
penis.
Sky.
Mr. Blue Sky. It's
Yeah.
ELO.
Mr. Blue Sky is coming here to stay. Hey. Yeah.
You know, for a while, the biggest band in the world was Journey.
Yeah.
Journey had their own Atari video game.
You know. Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was terrible. Terrible, terrible game.
What made it terrible?
So what? Wait, I'm gonna look up the Journey Atari game. But Journey's got some good songs. Will Smith is overrated. You know, I actually have come to agree with you about that. I was gonna say he was kind of underrated because nobody really thinks all that much of him. But he's got a couple of good songs. That's it. So let's see. What am I looking for here? Oh yeah, Journey Atari game. Yeah, we used to play this at my friend Charlie's house. Charlie and I used to play this.
Cool. It's terrible?
It's terrible.
Wow.
Journey Escape is a video game developed and manufactured for Data Age in San Jose, California, for Atari 2600 console and released in 1982. It stars the rock band Journey, one of the world's most popular acts at the time, and is based on their album Escape. From the game's manual, you're on the road with Journey, one of the world's hottest rock groups. A spectacular performance has just ended. Now it's up to you to guide each Journey band member past hordes of love-crazed groupies, sneaky photographers, shifty-eyed promoters to the safety of the Journey escape vehicle in time to make the next concert. Your mighty manager and loyal roadies are there to help, but the escape is up to you. The intro tune is an excerpt from Don't Stop Believing, which is on the Escape album. The in-game music, however, appears to be an original tune rather than based on a Journey song. No Journey music in the game. But they did get a little bit of Don't Stop Believing as their intro song. How fun was this game? Not very fun. Gameplay. The player must lead the band members to their Scarab escape vehicle, as featured on the cover, and protect the concert cash from love-crazed groupies, etc. The manager inexplicably depicted as the Kool-Aid Man, which allowed the player to move the scarab completely unhindered. The screen scrolls vertically non-stop, although the speed can be controlled. The player moves side to side to dodge the aforementioned obstacles. So fun, dodging obstacles. It's like, whew. I have learned some of this video games that I love to dodge obstacles. Slipknot is good. I'm pretty sure they're not. Tool is a great group. I'm pretty sure it's not. Fresh Prince is a good show. Yeah, okay.
I didn't get to see much of it.
Foreigner is a good band.
What does Foreigner have? I believe I like them too because every time I hear a song, I'm like, oh, I like it.
Exploding Pierre? Yes, it does. You Are Now Famous. Okay, I don't like REM. REM is too much extroverted intuition, and again, not enough introverted intuition. The only one song they have with introverted intuition is Stand, which is, of course, the song that the lead singer guy doesn't like because it's too NI, because he's some kind of ridiculous. Well, I mean, he's just an INFP gone astray.
I do have songs that I like of REM.
Do you like Stand in the Place Where You Live?
Yeah. Stand
in the place where you live.
Now face north in
direction, wonder why you have it now. Weezer's great. Weezer's a good example of mostly successful NI mixing with any
Oh my gosh. And you don't even know the Blue album.
That's true.
Oh
Cake.
my gosh.
Cake's another example of a great band that successfully makes it in
Yeah,
our
Cake
in
is
the.
another great band. Running Fox knows.
What do I think of Mumble
Running
Rap?
Fox, you had me confused by your picture. I like it. I didn't realize it was you.
So, I don't know what would be an example of a mumble rap that's popular. The concept of it is just the same thing as scatting. Basically, you're just making sounds that are rhythmic or beatboxing or something.
I'm the scat man.
Is that a real song?
Yeah.
I never heard it before.
It's a 90s song.
Drake, Jumpman. Drake's terrible. I don't know who Jumpman is. Rap usually is trash for sure. I mean, the thing is, it is more difficult to create a true and complete song with rapping than without it, because it's not a melody line, I guess.
You're fine, Running Fox. I have been too, actually. I've been finding pictures that I like.
Linkin Park is
I wanna change
terrible.
them.
So is Drake. So is Ice Cube. Indeed. 6ix9ine. Horrible. Chris Brown. Horrible. Hi, Octavia Silva.
Hey, Octavia Silva.
You are special because of who you uniquely
Why
are
is
as
your
an
Enneagram
individual.
for her? I can relate. I know when I get to like that point. I don't like most of the music in this chat. Thank you, Running
Pentatonics
Fox.
makes me
We're
roll
with
my
you.
eyes. Pentatonics make me roll my eyes a little bit.
What does?
Her multiple vocals group thing.
Wait, who?
Chris Brown has some great songs. Like what?
Yeah, really. I only know one, and I don't even remember the name.
I mean, when I think Chris Brown, I think same sort of thing as Usher, kind of.
Yeah.
With You by Chris Brown. I don't know that song. I'll have to look it up later. There's too much of a copyright
Look
thing.
it.
But like Usher, the only song by Usher that the only song by Usher that I can even stand, as far as I know, or I think there's one more that I realized that I didn't hate so much, but is the one where he goes, my feet. Look what I can do with my feet. You know that song?
Oh my God, yes.
Look what I can do with my feet.
Oh my God,
Just
yes.
you, me, and the dance floor.
Wait, who is this?
That's Usher.
Usher, yeah, that's right. You
Just
do with it.
You, me, and the dance floor. Yeah, a lot of rap trash. You should hear Dominique Young, Unique, Show My Ass.
I did not like Usher Burn, and that was my era. Like, I was a teen when that came out, and I was just like, oh, why? Ugh. It was always on, like, the top, like, never was number one, but it was always on, like, the top 10, like.
Oh, that's Chris Brown? Ugh. That's not Usher? Okay, well, it's like that song I kind of find myself singing along with it a little bit, but I don't like
Forever?
it. It's just.
That's.
That song. I'm going to mute this. I'm going to check out Alan Drop's suggestion, hip hop suggestion, okay? Alan Bryan's hip hop suggestion.
Good.
It's good. That was good. Alan Bryan.
Yeah.
I listened to your rap song there.
That is hot
It was
rap.
very good. I put it onto the Snappy Tracks list, actually. I want to hear Twista slow down just to find out if he actually says everything he's supposed to have said. Probably not. Top 5 songs for me is an INTJ. Ave Maria epic version, Deutschland, Dark Souls, Minui theme, Hops in All Your Fault, Powerwolf in the Name of God. I don't know any of those songs. They sound like exercises in INTJ was INTJ coolness.
Yeah, I don't know any of those either. Well, I know the first one, but not the epic version.
I mean, the thing is, rap stuff works well if works well as a dance track, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotta have enough changes and enough movement in it to keep my interest. It requires a lot of good production values, and it's not really generally very much about like listening to that. The lyrics weren't very important to me. I wasn't really paying attention to the lyrics at all, or trying to understand them. I was just appreciating it. It's kind of like a dance track.
I want to though.
I'm saying
I totally would want to.
The track doesn't need you to understand the lyrics for it to work because it's effective as a musical component.
Mm-hmm. NSYNC was the best boy band. I will agree with that. I was on my walk the other day. It's Gonna Be Me comes on, and I started doing the dance from the video. I want to do it more.
Right.
You do? That's so cool, Flying Fox. Yeah, I'm like loving it as well. Oh, excuse. Excuse.
Oh, I'm sure I can go faster than that guy.
It's gonna be me. That's a great vine.
It's not hard to go fast. It's hard to do good music. It's easy to maximize any particular technical aspect of things. I can go incredibly fast. I'm actually, after all, a debate coach who practices with his kids and has to do it with them and stuff. Spreading is trying to read through text as fast as you possibly can, and the best spreaders in debate go 400 words a minute or something.
I've seen it.
So that's the problem with going super fast and trying to be like, I go fastest or something is you're guaranteed to make bad music because you're demonstrating skills rather than caring about the musical entity that you're trying to create, Okay, well, maybe I couldn't go as fast as that guy. That's fine, email that text. I'm sure maybe he can go a little bit faster than me. But okay, well.
Wait.
Here's the thing. We'll do this thing again here. It's called the spreading test. God damn people. So one way you can tell if somebody's fast or not is a test that everybody can do. It doesn't require any rapping, and you can test to see how fast somebody's going to be in terms of their rapping. So I'll put the link in here. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know who they're talking about. I don't know how fast he goes or whatever. I don't want to be asked to try to prove something. It would require a lot of work and practice, right?
I would want to practice.
So it's like if I wanted to go faster than the guy who's supposedly the fastest, there is a limit to the speed of the human mouth to expressively speak words, I guess. But the thing is, if you're talking about a spreading contest here, it links very strongly to rapping speed. And what you'll find is if you scroll down to the second page of the open window, there's a big paragraph that says, out through that window 3 years ago to a day, her husband and her 2 young brothers went off for their day's shooting. Okay. So if you put a timer on for 30 seconds and And practice trying to read it as fast as you can, and see if you can get through it in 30 seconds. All right, with being able to be understood in every word. Now, note, if you're going so fast, quote unquote, that you can't be understood, then if you're not saying the words, because I can hear faster than you can speak. You cannot tell me that my ears, your mouth moves faster than my ears can hear. My ears are receptive, after all. Your mouth is expressive. So if you're doing it, I can hear it. If you can't hear the word, the person's not doing it. This is what it sounds like to do, to correctly. If you're going to rap words, then you'll have to at least be able to understand what they are to some extent if it's properly mic'd. Okay, if it can't be understood, you're not doing anything that you say you're doing. So I'll put the timer on. If you read this thing normally, let's see how far you get into it. 30 seconds. Okay. Out through that window 3 years ago to a day, her husband and her 2 young brothers went off for their day shooting. They never came back. In crossing the moor to their favorite snipe shooting ground, they were all 3 engulfed in a treacherous piece of bog. It had been that dreadful wet summer, and places that were safe in other years gave way suddenly without warning. Their bodies were never recovered. That was the dreadful part of it. Here, the child's voice lost its self-possessed note and became falteringly human. That's about it on time. Okay, so you see, you get about halfway through reading it normally.
That probably.
And a lot of people probably wouldn't even get that far reading it normally. Because
that's a lot.
That was fairly fast, okay? If you read it at speed, it's the very fastest people can get through the whole thing.
Speed.
You think you can get through the whole thing at speed? Let me
No, no. I would be very paced.
If you were to attempt this at speed and you do it like perfectly, you can get the whole thing done in 30 seconds. Out through that window 3 years ago to the day, her husband and her 2 young brothers went off for the day shooting and never came back. And crossing one of their favorite snipe shooting ground, they were all 3 engulfed in a treacherous piece of bog. It had been that dreadful wet summer. Places that were safe in other years gave way suddenly without warning. Their bodies were never recovered. That was the dreadful part of it. Here, the child's voice lost itself in this note, became falteringly human. Poor aunt always thinks they will come back someday. They and the little brown spaniel was lost with them and walking that window just as they used to do. That is why the windows kept open every evening. So it was quite desperate. Her aunt, she told me how they went out. Her husband with the white waterproof coat over his arm, and Ronnie, her young brother, singing "Birdie Buddy" bound as he always did to tease her because she said it got on her nerves. Still quite even like this. I almost got a creepy feeling that they will all walk into that window.
So close.
They didn't quite make it. So that was
so close.
Takes a little bit of warming up. I'm not
You're good.
With a little practice I can get very, very fast.
I was impressed.
It's not something that you don't forget how to do it, but you have to keep your mouth sort of active and up with it. Thing is, try it at home yourself if you want. You're going to put 30 seconds on the clock. I'm going to try it one more time. I think I can get it, and I'm frustrated I didn't get it that time.
Okay.
Through that window 3 years ago to a day, her husband and her 2 young brothers went off for the day shooting and never came back. And crossing the moor to their favorite snipe shooting ground, they were all 3 engulfed in a treacherous piece of bog. It had been that dreadful wet summer, in places that were safe in other years gave way suddenly without warning. Their bodies were never recovered. That was a dreadful part of it. Here, the child's voice lost itself as an became falteringly human. Poor dear aunt always thinks they will come back someday. They and the little brown spaniel was lost with them and walking that window just as they used to do. That is why the windows kept open every evening. So white that's poor dear aunt. She has often told me how they went out. Her husband with his white waterproof coat over his arm and running her young brother singing "Pretty White You Bound." She always did the cheese because she said it got on her nerves. Sometimes it's still quite. If you like this, I almost get a creepy feeling that we're all fucking fuck, Aaron. You fucking
That's all right. It just goes to show practice.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, last time. I'm sorry to do it again,
got
but I'm going to get it
You
this time,
too.
okay? Out through that window 3 years ago to a day, her husband and her 2 young brothers went off for the day shooting and never came back, and crossing the mortar, their favorite stop shooting ground. They were all 3 engulfed in a stretch of piece of bug. It had been that dreadful summer, you know, and places that were taken other years gave way suddenly without warning. Their bodies were never recovered. That was the dreadful part of it. Here, the child's voice lost step for the snow, and the compulsively human pour on all these things that will come back someday. They and the little brown spaniel was lost in walking that window just as he should do. That is why the windows kept it open. Every evening, so quite dust. Poor dear aunt, she's often told me how they went out. Her husband with his white waterproof coat over his arm, and Ronnie, her youngest brother, singing Birdie Whitey Bounce. He always did tease because she had gone on earth. You know, sometimes it's so quite even like this. I almost get a creepy feeling that while walking through that window. Boom.
Yes.
Boom.
Oh, here's trouble.
Boom. Trouble's here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give Trouble some. Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Butterfly, Inagata Davida. It's got kind of a catchy bit of song to it, but it goes on for like 8 minutes. It's like, no, Inagata Davida.
I don't know that.
Inagata Davida, baby. And there's a Simpsons episode in which the church choir is singing that song, but the words are in the Garden of Eden instead.
That's what I thought you said.
In the Garden of Eden, baby. Here you go.
Hi.
Trouble. There's some food for you, Trouble.
P&P. So happy you're home. Yay, I get to have the kitty presents of the kitty pageant winner.
Well, you know, I've had a couple of 1 or 2 students in all my years of coaching who could do that. But of course, I don't give that thing to people who've been debating for a while. It's a sort of introductory exercise.
That's great.
As an
That's so
introductory,
fun. I would do that tomorrow.
as an introductory exercise, I've only had a couple of students who can get it done like by the end of the amount of time we have allotted to practicing and doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing, email answers. Nobody really wants to listen to music to be impressed by somebody's skills at an instrument, be it the voice or the guitar or anything else. People want to listen to music because it's a good song. That's the most important thing. Sometimes people want to listen to music for other reasons, like they're, you know, I'm not sure why people want to listen to like death metal and stuff, you know. I mean, I didn't think it was that good. I thought he showed his lack of growth as an artist a little bit in that song.
Hey, Jerry, like the mouse.
Oh yeah, it definitely helps to write it down and read it when you're recording, Alan, because my memory's not that good, and if you, it just, you know, it's a tricky thing. Rapping is tricky because sometimes my most successful bits of rapping are freestyled and then segmented out. That's one way kind of writing is freestyle a bunch of random stuff and string good pieces together. But in general, it's a better idea to craft it. That's what you're doing. You know, it's a matter of how much sort of loose authenticity do you want to have in your stew is a tricky question. I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know that song by him.
Thank you.
Reminds you
I've actually.
of God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Danny Filth is hilarious. Who's Danny Filth?
Can you pull some cards for me?
Sure. Yeah, I like the way I am. Because I am whatever you say I am.
If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? I love that song. I am whatever you say I am. Wasn't, why would I say I am?
I'm Back is very good. Loose authenticity doesn't get most people the job. I agree. But it is true that in a fully realized NI whole, there may be components of loose authenticity.
Cradle
That-
of Filth is such a funny name. Cradle of Filth is such a funny name. Yeah, The Matrix. I've actually never seen The Matrix. I feel like that shows how I'm not a millennial too, because like I mean, like I am, but I'm not. Like I've never seen that movie, but I have to.
Gatrix, more like
That's a Keanu one that I gotta see.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
you got a 3-pull to right home out there. You got sad guy at the window, tower card. Let's get a clarifier on the tower card. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get a frame. We didn't frame you properly.
Yeah, I've never seen The Matrix, not the whole thing.
This is the frame.
Hmm.
That's interesting.
I wonder what that means.
Well, means our relationship, I guess, is bigger and more. It's like it big enough now to contain all of these things safely.
True.
It feels like that. I feel like our relationship is mature enough in terms of age, basically, to allow us to safely weather some challenges.
Yeah. I like Trinity though. I know who you're talking about. I've read a lot about The Matrix. But for some reason I trip myself out like watching it a little bit. So I'm not gonna lie, I've been avoiding it. But I am open to watching it for sure. With Eric, I would definitely watch it. Do you think that's a planet over there in the sky? It's so bright.
Yeah, probably.
Cool.
Doesn't appear to be moving.
No,
It appears to be standing still.
it does. I want to find out.
Everybody takes ideas from everything.
Yeah,
Ain't no big deal.
exactly. Where's my phone? My phone. Okay. Sky Guide. What is the planet over there? Jupiter. And apparently you can see Saturn too.
What do you get when you cross racquetball and amnesia? I forget. I ain't got no legs or no brain. Nice to meet you. Hi, my name is. I forgot my name. Same words at the same time. Those words. I love you. 3 little words. So tender. So true. What are those words? I love you. When you have a feeling deep inside your heart, don't keep your emotions in. Don't keep them apart. Let your feelings free like butterflies do. Then you'll know, my dear, that I love you. Where's my greeting card? We're writing greeting cards today for a very special someone. When you came in my life, I needed someone then. Like sunshine, oh so bright. You came and entered in.
Fun-ish.
And now I feel strange, insisting that you leave. But I'm tired of you, dear. Please meet you. Do not bereave. Me like a friend breakup card or something. It's also my ASMR voice. This would be a great variety of greeting cards. I so enjoyed it when you lent me your old saw. I needed it back then to cut that thing in twa. But now I've cut it up and long since should have given back the thing you lent me. Instead, I've let it sit in my own garage and wait. But soon I'll bring it to you. Thanks for lending me your saw. It's your friend Baruru. That's if you borrowed something and you still have it a long time later, you give person a greeting card saying
I like that.
saying, you know, one of these days
sorry
I'm gonna
about
return
that.
it to you.
Yeah. Like that belt.
I love the days we shared. You know I'll always care. But now the days are spare. You drive me to despair. I hate to tell you now, I'm humping the au pair. I look like a Spider-Man villain. I'm gonna get you, Spider-Man. I've got my anti-web ointment. They call me the man of balms and salves. Solvi Balm. Solvi Balms is my birth name. Solvi Balms, man of ointments.
Man of ointments.
I have a salve, a balm, or an ointment for every problem.
He
So
is
I
so
have one that
funny.
it dissolves spider silk, one that prevents Spider-Man's fingers from clinging to the wall. I have one that makes his spider senses look years younger. Yeah.
Wow.
I look like the Sandman, a really old Sandman, a really skinny Sandman, really old skinny Sandman, huh? Who's Sandman? Narrate, damn it. I should narrate greeting cards in the mail. Yeah, I should. We should go get some greeting cards. Go to the store and write down what the greeting cards say and bring them back. Or buy some greeting cards. On this special day, I want you to know how important you are and how proud I am. So I got you this card for your special day since you've accomplished so much in your own special way. Love, Mom.
Aww.
Oh, a generic special day card.
Good one, babe.
Those are my feelings.
Aww.
The greeting card expresses my feelings for me. Damn flies. I hate flies. Hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I don't want to mate them because I hate them. I think the ointment guy is a good supervillain. I think the supervillain had the potato famine. It's a good supervillain.
I showed Eric 500 Days of Summer actually running Fox, and we both enjoyed it.
Yes, we did. We did enjoy it.
We thought that was a good ENFJ ISTP couple to look at as an example. Is Osho coming through your mind?
Yes, I'm channeling Osho right now. Sometimes the best way to see is to shut your eyes. Like this? Yes. Now tell me how many fingers I'm holding up. I can't see them. You're not. You use your mind, your spirit. You don't need your eyes.
Yes, Running Fox, I agree. Tobey Maguire's Venom is comical.
Well, I would agree that the main male character in 500 Days of Summer handled that situation poorly.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because the female lead didn't convey to him stuff in general.
Exactly.
He just wasn't listening.
Exactly.
I mean, in general, I think that supervillains are interesting characters to come up with, because you've got to try to have some reason why they're so bad, you know? And you got to have both a reason why they're so bad and how their badness manifests. It's consistent with the reason that they're so bad. So, like, if the horrible backstory of your villain is that, you know, as a child, her mother left her in the hyena enclosure at the zoo all the time, then she'd be a hyena woman, right? She'd have hyena related powers. There's got to be some sort of link there between the backstory and the powers, ideally, and also what their vision is. So it's like a poor supervillain is Hyena Girl. It's an unimaginative supervillain, right? She has a story of child abuse involving hyenas, and then she has hyena-related powers. And what's her vision? Well, her vision is to make the world more hyena-friendly by leaving dead antelopes all around or something for the hyenas to scavenge. That's, it's like...
Something like the Lion King.
The point being that it's not a very good supervillain character, because it's like it's too specific, right? A better supervillain would be like G.I. Polar, who is like in the supervillain club, but is just willfully blind to that, and then keeps insisting that she's a good guy, and that these things she's doing are justified by her political opinion.
It's kind of like Mean Girls. Have you ever seen Mean Girls?
Mm-mm.
That's a good villain.
Good villain.
Yeah. That's a good villain, yeah. What's her name? Rachel McAdams plays a really good, like, villainous character in Mean Girls. We should watch this someday. You'd like it.
I like the idea of Lex Luthor as a supervillain, because he's like just he's Iron Man gone bad, basically.
Yeah, I do too. I like Lex Luthor also.
I'd rather watch Winter Soldier, GOTG, Guardians of the Galaxy, or Infinity War with Spider-Man 3. Yeah, Lex Luthor's pretty fun. I think there need to be more supervillains in those various universes. It seems like there's a little bit of a paucity of adequate supervillains. A paucity. Cersei's an okay example. The Hound, on the other hand, is a much better personality for a villain. Best villains are ENTJs, possibly. Yeah, I mean, because they're always like, look, sacrifices have to be made in order for my vision to become our reality.
That would be like Wolf of Wall Street, dude.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. It's like the character that always keeps cutting ethical corners for efficiency until finally they become just full blast evil.
So would that be the dude in that movie that we saw, The Player?
Yeah, kind of. But I mean, kind of. I mean, The Player is an interesting movie because I think you're expected to sort of retroactively conclude that that character, you know, was never really honest. You know, just no matter what he was doing, it was somewhat dishonest. So,
Hi. Are you protecting mommy?
I think I'm gonna play a song and maybe wrap this up pretty quick. "30,000 days, 30,000 rough occasions, 30,000 opportunities to fail. Down, 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 and I'm working on something with that, but I'm not very far along in it. So I'm going to play a actual song here instead, and I'm going to play this song. I haven't played this in a while. You come outside, your arms are folded. I'm getting scolded for playing again. I wanna be as much as I can in terms of the man you want me to be. But I gotta do what I gotta do. I'll include you in everything that I can. 'Cause I'm your man and you're my girl. I mean my woman in the world. You are the one I will be with till my dying day. Want your belief? You want my attention? I've got invention playing again. But I wanna be as much as I can in terms of the man you want me to be. So Kimberly, please don't be mad at me. Though I made this song, 'cause I'm your man and you're my girl. I mean my woman in the world. You are the one I will be with till my dying day. 'Cause I'm your man and you're my girl. I mean my woman in the world. You are the one I will be with till my dying day. Well,
It's good.
thanks, Rachel.
You're welcome.
And you know what else it was? A poor prediction. It was a poor prediction. Black Lives Matter. Is your wife really self-identified as black? That'd be interesting. You should start that organization then if you do have. We need to know. We need to see. We need to pen happenings down by our means to judge a logic to life we divisively unlike and from which we'll rarely budge. People everywhere gather up, enemies outraged at how they miss a sign. How do they set their priorities? These foreign backstabbing entities insuing out of the misery, following necessarily from their savage ways. Insulting Carson and Desiree, we're such a alternate. We all partition the rectories and call it destruction of the whole damn world. Judy shares now her limits. Hoping Julie will too. Mary shares go for minutes. We just can't do things like they do. We always thought that she should have got to when she had the chance to buy. Julie overgot about should and ought, although she ever called that. People everywhere gather up, enemies outraged at how they missed a sign. How do they set their priorities? These foreign backstabbing entities into it out of misery, follow necessarily from their savage ways. Insulting Carson and Desiree, we're stuck in such petty larceny. All partition the rectories and call it destruction of the whole damn world. Oh. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. A wonderful, a wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Who says that?
Lawrence Welk.
Oh, he's the one. I used to watch Lawrence Welk with my grandma, La Pelosa.
Are you getting hungry for some regular food?
Yeah, let's get food.
Let's go to McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna split Taki like the mushroom. I guess I will just pull his bowl first before I end the stream.
Sure. Can I take
It's been a good
some?
stream. It's been a stream of many wonders. The splendors have fallen from the heavens of the stream like diamonds from your mom's coochie. Once I found a personality type being labeled HP as the debater, I was cool with that. I said to myself, oh, so it's not her fault. Okay, I live with this life. Yeah, well, I mean, EHPs don't have to be combatively affirming their nature is the best way all the time, you know? Get Subway instead.
Ooh, shadows. It's Peter Pan.
Where is oh my brain doesn't like this. Let's see. I want to see a reboot or maybe a deboot of Star Wars with Grand Admiral Thrawn as protagonist anti-villain. Han and Luke can cameo and get away at the end. More cool INTP bad guys. Grand Admiral Thrawn? I don't know who Grand Admiral Thrawn is.
Me neither.
I see the guy who gets his throat by Darth Vader. No, Lord Vader. We've lost him, Lord Vader. And then your Vader is unacceptable or whatever. And he squishes his throat.
Who's Vader?
Who's Vader?
Yeah, what type?
Well, I mean, if you just look at Vader and it's just, remove him from what you know about Anakin.
Right. That's what I mean.
Um,
I want the 70s, the A New Hope, Empire Strike Back, Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, ENTJ? INTJ?
I
ENTJ?
was thinking ENTJ too.
Oh, Katie, Wonder.
It's hard to use the Force without being NI. The Force seems to correlate a lot with. No, he is there. I feel it. It's kind of NI, Let them pass. All right. We're off to see McDonald's and have some food. Wonderful food.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. We love you with our emotional hearts.
We do.
That's the part of our lawnmower. That is not true. That's not part of the Jedi training apprenticeship. Okay. Now listen, new recruits. If Jedi Mower during class tries to inform you that sodomy is part of the Jedi training apprenticeship, do not believe him. Okay? He's lying to you. Jedi Mower, we've discussed this before. You will not sodomize the new recruits. Goodbye.
That's good advice.